Welcome back. It is great to see you. If you're just tuning in for the first time and checking out these videos, I'm Erica and I'm coming to you from Crushed. Really? I think he just gave me the business. Today we're going to check out the specific requirements that Disney has on face coverings to set you and your family up for success the next time you are visiting these parks. And then we're going to check out Pandora at Animal Kingdom. And then at the end of the video, I want to share with you one of the rides that we went on while we were visiting Pandora. And if you like the video, consider giving me a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. Next week, we're going to cover those lessons learned and what we might do differently. And at the end of that video, I'm going to share with you my all-time favorite ride at Epcot. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Today we are drinking a modified lemon drop / mojito, and it's not too sweet. And the ingredients are, you know what, why don't I just show you? Come on. Okay, now that we're comfortable and we're settled, let's go ahead and dive right in. Whenever you're checking out Disney's website, there are specific requirements for face coverings whenever you and your family are visiting the parks. The CDC has sent out modifications and rescinded some of its face covering requirements whenever you're in public settings, whether it's indoors or outdoors. As of the time of filming, Disney is still requiring anybody that's visiting the parks that's age 2 and up to have a face covering, and they're asking that you bring your own. In addition to that, there are other guidelines that Disney is asking you to take into consideration with whatever face covering you're deciding to wear. And they're asking that all members that are visiting the parks wear a mask when you're in any indoor setting, except whenever you are actively eating or drinking while you're standing still. And of course, they're still asking you to maintain that social distancing. But now they are saying that face coverings are optional when you're outdoors in the common areas. But they are still going to be required whenever you're entering indoors or entering an attraction or entering into the parks. Disney is asking that you abide by these following items whenever you're wearing a face mask. That your face mask has to be at least 2 layers of breathable material. The face covering should also cover the nose and the mouth and be secure under the chin. So there's no real loose areas where your breathing might escape outside the mask. So this is interesting. They're also saying that they want your masks to be secured behind your ears, and they have to be completely hands-free. You can't hold up a mask or hold up your t-shirt. And I'm sure in your local community, you may have seen people wear what are called neck gaiters or bandanas as face covering, and Disney is asking that you don't use those type of items. They're also asking that your face covering doesn't have any mesh that you're breathing through or valves. They also take the time to mention that costume masks don't substitute face coverings. And I'm sure you've also seen people wear those plastic face shields. You can wear those, but there are additional guidelines that are associated with that as well. So face coverings are required for the following. Upon entering any attractions, all theaters, including the theater entrances, all transportation, including transportation entrances, all indoor locations, including restaurants, but you can remove your mask whenever you're actively eating, like we discussed before. And face coverings are optional whenever you're outside and whenever you're at the pool. They're specifically saying that face coverings are not permitted whenever you're on the water slide. It's great to see, and of course I would expect nothing less than Disney following CDC guidelines and modifications and adjustments. These face covering modifications don't discriminate between people that have the vaccination and people that don't. Let me know how you feel. Even though you're vaccinated, are you still going to wear your face mask in all locations? whether it's mandatory or not? Go ahead and provide your input and share in the comments below. Knowing all of these items and adjustments to the measurements and requirements is great to know to set your family up for success whenever you're visiting any of the parks. But we're going to talk about Animal Kingdom, but specifically Pandora. Whenever we visited Pandora, and it was my first time, I was just so wowed. And I'm super excited that there are 2 more Avatar movies that are in works. And I'm looking forward to see how Pandora is going to evolve based on the different things that we see in these future Avatar movies. After walking through Animal Kingdom and getting to Pandora, you could see things start to immediately change, and the sounds were changing, but I did notice that the ground was glowing and it was a little bit squishy. So if you've ever walked on one of those high school tracks, that rubberized track, that's what it felt like to me. Disney had strategically placed black lights above us that were shining down on the ground with that reactive type paint, and that was really cool. Walking a little bit more into the park, on the right hand side, there was this giant alien pod looking thing that was spewing out fog and making strange noises, and it was really cool to see that the kids were interacting with this alien looking pod and they were rubbing what looked like its belly. Moving past the pod and getting deeper into Pandora, you saw more of the changes in vegetation and how they were also glowing based on those strategically placed black lights. Across from that, there was also these floating rocks or mountains with this really cool waterfall. Wrapping around these giant floating rocks or mountains was a little river, and along the river was also a walking path, so you could see all the different things around these giant floating rocks. After exploring Pandora and going on the Navi River tour, we wanted to try to get on the Avatar Flight of Passage ride. I wasn't able to get a fast pass for this Avatar Flight of Passage ride. What's really cool on the My Disney Experience app, you're able to see how much the wait time is for those specific rides. We noticed that the wait time was under an hour, so we went ahead and took advantage of that and we got in line. Now I have to be honest, I was a little bit nervous going on this ride because it was 3D, and for some reason 3D throws me off and it kind of makes me a little queasy. But I am extremely glad we took advantage of this opportunity and went ahead and went on the ride, and I'll be sharing that at the end of this video. And I would totally do this ride again the next time we visit Pandora. And in that situation, if I hadn't pushed the limits of my comfort zone, I would have never experienced this immersion into such a wild world. And of course, it could have gone completely the opposite way and ending up a little bit disoriented and queasy and have to tap out for the rest of the day. But that didn't happen, and I felt like the risk was worth the reward. And like I express and challenge you to do every week, just push those bounds. Just get kind of to the edge of your comfort zone and see how you feel, and then maybe next time you'll go a little bit further. The cool thing is, whenever you're pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone and you're getting right up to the edge and you're experiencing this new adventure, you're not only creating new memories, but you're categorizing and cataloging the excitement and the exhilaration that you felt during that adventure. So the next time you're in a situation that is a little bit new to you, you're going to remember exactly how you felt the last time and use that memory to get you through this next adventure. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and try something new. Push the boundaries of your comfort zone and just crush it.